I grew up always wanting to work for myself. I received a 10-minute chair massage that worked on my left shoulder where I tend to have a lot of chronic pain in that shoulder. I had had pain in that shoulder for over 2 years, 24/7, never went away, it was constantly there. And within 10 minutes, I felt better than I had felt in well over 2 years and maybe longer than that. And just the thought clicked in my head, like, oh, I had never really thought about massage. I could probably do that. Ended up deciding to go to Southwest Institute of Healing Arts, doing the master program, and have since done well over an additional 1,000 hours of training that I bring into my practice, including becoming a yoga instructor. The Jesse James method is about restoring your body to its natural harmony.
My name is Dave. I'm an Arizona licensed doctor of chiropractic with a postgraduate certification in spine remodeling from chiropractic biophysics. So I would never have thought that what you do and I do would be complementary, because I thought it was a waste of time. But what you do and what I do is certainly complementary. The one main thing that the mirror image traction does is influence the ligaments. The ligaments are like seat belts, whereas the muscles are more like rubber bands, okay? Muscles you can get to change by stretching, by massaging. Ligaments you can't get to change unless you apply a specific loading in a particular direction for a minimum of 8 to 10 minutes.
When you're working on soft tissue and you're working at getting healthy flexibility to tissue, I find it's really important to understand biomechanics. And Jesse understands biomechanics very well. He's very determined to go through and work with the joints and the tissues that are very restricted, and he's really good at building up the intensity of the massage to the level that the patient or the client can take with it. And it's all about how much a person can relax into it while Jesse goes through and he gets the tissues to relax and even break loose a lot of the scar tissue to get the flexibility back into the joint.
I worked on clients from all over the world who have received massages from all over the world, and I hear many, many times, this is the best massage I've ever had. What is it that you do? Why is it different? And then also over and over I hear from clients, it's the longest lasting massage they've ever had. Meaning that it lasts longer than an hour or two after you get off the table. Like it actually lasts for over a series of sessions. It really lasts for weeks and weeks.
Your focus is definitely more at the origin and insertion versus the belly. So I think it just has a better overall effect in terms of influencing the actual tendon versus the muscle where it inserts into the bone or ligament and whatnot.
It was really in the early years of my practice. I was working with a client who said, you really should consider teaching. And I didn't really see much to it at that point, but over the years when more and more people began to say that to me, I started to listen, especially when more and more people that I would work on were experiencing such great benefits from this style of work.
One thing I'm pretty excited about, having learned the Jesse James method in part and continue to enhance my abilities in this type of work, has been some of the new possibilities and options that it's opened up to me.
One of the things that I did early in my practice is I learned how to design my practice in a way where it was a business. And I treated it like a business, and I made money like it was a business. And I separated that from also being a healer. And so those two are not necessarily a combination that I found a lot of massage therapists have. So bringing that to a massage therapist, bringing that into their practice will make a huge difference in actually being able to have a sustainable business and to do it longer than 2 to 3 years.
So the incredible thing about the Jesse James method, for one, I used to worry all the time about injuring myself and having my career ended abruptly because of my wrist giving out, developing carpal tunnel syndrome. Through Jesse's forearm and hand and wrist releases specifically, that fear has been completely eradicated.
I know that the average massage therapist has a career of maybe 5 years if they're lucky, and often it's a lot less than that they often sustain injuries. I know that this is a method that not only will prevent injuries from happening, but will actually allow the therapist to get stronger and healthier on their own.
So if you really want to boost your skill level and be in higher demand and have your clients coming back again and again and again, it's really a no-brainer. Learn how to do the Jesse James massage method and learn how to do it well.
If you're somebody who cares about your clients at a truly deep level, beyond just making them feel good for an hour and then moving on to your next client. If you're somebody who really wants to do a lifelong of good for your clients, you want to examine and participate in this particular methodology, because this will make a long-term difference. This is a real service that you can provide your clients that will not only help them but also help you, because this particular method is one that really gives back.
I mean, seriously, if somebody was going to get a massage, I would not recommend them to go to anybody except you. I mean, I've had massages with rubber gloves. I've had massages that just, you can tell people have no idea of anatomy and physiology. They're rubbing on my ribs. You know, there's just no intention behind it. You have an intention behind your massages, and you can tell that you have experience with the touch. You know, you can tell when, I don't want to say people are untrained, but experience is a huge plus. I can say that the adjustments and the tractions and the exercises that I teach people now are certainly a hell of a lot more refined than when I got out of school.
Every single human being is different. So I think that you take all the different modalities and you put them together and you have that like in your toolkit. And then you use what works best for that client in that session, in that day, in that hour, and it may change even in the session. Your body changes every day. I'm not going to use the same approach next week when you come in necessarily that I used this week.
I would like to tell any massage therapist, the #1 thing you need to do right now for your career, if you are licensed, go to Jesse James Workshop and get a massage from Jesse James and learn what he does, because it will transform your practice.